fall is in the air. The weather is getting colder. It's football season. We're spending more time indoors because it's getting wetter as well. So what does that do? It changes what we're drinking.
Yep.
Hi friends, I'm Laura, he's Troy. We've got a list of our 10 fall sippers. So I'll start first. In the fall, we tend to like things that remind us of fall, whether that's something a little toasted or more spice, like a rye, things like that.
Yeah, so, we're transitioning out of the summer, which for us is typically a lower proof type of thing. In the fall, I don't necessarily like more proof, but I like bigger flavors. The spiciness is key, so I think the theme through a lot of these will be rye heavy, finish heavy,
spicy,
big flavors.
So we'll start first. We do like finished whiskeys as well, so there will probably be a lot of finishes on this. So we've got the Sagamore Spirit. This one we're picking is the finished in PX sherry casks, sherry finish. We love the extra fruitiness this gets, the spicy, fruity. It just makes us think of fall.
That's such a good bottle. Probably one of my favorites in the Sagamore line of their just shelf staples.
Yes, and we have definitely put a dent in that. We'll definitely replace it when it's gone as well.
Yes, for sure. Okay, so for me, this is the Jeppson's bourbon. It's cask strength port finished. This is a Total Wine pick. Now, Jeppson's is kind of new to us. Everyone kind of thinks of Malort when Jeppson's is mentioned, and we did too. We kind of we turned our nose up to it, and recently we joined the Whiskey Club for Storytime Distillers. We picked up the Jeppson's Friday at Fred's cigar batch, which is a cognac finish, and we were just kind of amazed by how good this bourbon actually is. So a recent hunt, I was at the Total Wine. They had another cognac, a port, and a sherry finish, and I grabbed the port because we don't have a ton of port finished bourbons here. We've got a ton of sherry and a ton of cognac. And Laura and I tried this the other day. It's just a plain bottle.
Yeah, it's probably the most boring label I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't think much of it. It's 119.5 proof, but there is so much flavor in this, and it's $65.
Which is amazing.
And they were stacks of them at the Total Wine. I will probably, on my next trip to Total Wine, grab a backup to this bottle because it is so good. Do not sleep on the Jeppson's cask strength finished bourbons.
It's crazy because the label is awful. It's a screw top.
Yeah, it's a plastic screw top.
There's nothing about that bottle that's telling me that's a good bottle, but I guess it's not all about packaging.
It's a hitter.
So next, I've got the Maker's 46. So this is not the cask strength we have the cask strength too, but I'd probably reach for this more. Troy might reach for the cask strength. We still get the same flavors. So what makes the Maker's 46 special is it is finished with French oak staves. And if you have had any of their special releases, the wood finishing series, the ones that people like the most are the ones that have the French oak staves. So this is a cheap bottle. It's
under $40.
I mean, it's crazy. It's cheap. It's available. It tastes great. I got nothing bad about it at all. So, Maker's 46, whether you want a lower proof, the 94 proof, or you want the cask strength, that's up to you. But I think it's a great one for the fall.
Yeah, so next for me, and you can't have a fall list without having something toasted. And the flavors in this bottle, they kind of remind me of sitting out at the campfire or the bonfire we have at the fire pit outside. It's smoky, it's concentrated flavors, it's delicious. This is the Old Forester 1910. There's a pretty good dent in that one too. We like it a lot. It's not typically something I reach for unless it's this time of year. I don't know that I've drank this bottle since probably fall or winter last year. But there's just something about the big flavors in that toasted profile that hit my palate just right this time of year. And this is a solid bottle. If you do not have this one, add it to your collection.
And what would be a Baker Drinks list without a Jack Daniel's bottle? So this one is new to us and I love it. It's the Jack Daniel's Bonded Rye. It is so good. It's spicy. It's Jack Daniel's sweetness. I'm going to be probably drinking this bottle and replacing it this fall.
Yeah, and that's the liter. $37 for a liter. It's cheaper for the $7.50. And who doesn't like banana on their rye?
I sure do.
Yeah. So the next one here, I'm kind of shocked. It was obvious when Laura said it, but this one was actually Laura's idea to put on the list.
For him.
And she is not an Amberana fan by any stretch. But she was like, if we're doing fall sippers, we've got to have the Nulu Amberana finish. Okay, so you've heard our review of this in the past. You've heard it on a couple other lists. The holidays are coming. Fall kind of reminds me of the holidays. And you get out those spice cakes in the fall. This is a spice cake in a bottle. It's liquid spice cake. This is so good. And, just floored that it was Laura's recommendation for the list. I'm surprised it's not on her side of the table. But if you have the opportunity to buy a Nulu Amberana, it's probably the best Amberana I've had.
This may be a little off the wall, but I think it would make some kind of good pumpkin spice cocktail. So I may be experimenting and see if that is a thing that can happen, because I think that would be delicious. You wouldn't even have to add spice.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, so that sounds fun. Sorry to throw that out there.
I have mixed emotions about this going in a cocktail, but I trust you. I will drink it happily.
Yeah, I won't waste too much, because I know you're not a pumpkin spice fan like I am, but that's when I think...
No basic B here.
When I think fall, I think pumpkin and spice and smokiness and that kind of stuff, and that's why we've got this on the list. So this next one isn't quite in that, but it's funky, and it makes me think of... Any time is a good time for this bottle. So this is the Michter's Sour Mash. I don't feel like it gets the same love that like the Michter's Bourbon does, but again, it's not a terrible price for a bottle. This one tastes like bubblegum to me, kind of. Yeah. I love it. I think it's their best bottle out of their standard lineup.
Just the US one lineup.
Yeah. I love it. Again, it's a low proof. It's only 86 proof.
Yeah, and it's coming in at $45.
Yeah, but the flavor is so good.
Yeah. And that's our second one of those. We've drank through one and replaced it, and that one's getting towards half a bottle.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a solid choice. Okay, so for me, the next one, this is actually new to us. I picked this up on a recent hunt. It is the Doc Swinson's Exploratory Cask, the Funky Drummer. This is a rye finished in a rum cask. It's coming in at 106.4 proof. And when I think of a rum finished anything, I think it's like super sweet. The rum kind of really shines. This one, the rum is subtle. The bourbon stands up in this.
The rum's definitely there.
It's definitely there. It kind of, sands off any of those rough edges that the bourbon may have. And this is local. This is a Washington State. Doc Swinson's is out of Ferndale, Washington, up north of us. It is sourced MGP, but they put their own spin on it, which I appreciate. And if you don't have a Doc Swinson's in your inventory of bottles, I recommend you grab one. They're just so good, and they're doing great things there.
Yeah, so we're coming down to the end of the list. my last bottle, same kind of theme. It reminds me of these similar flavors. I've got the Barrel Vantage. So this was a special bottle that came out of Barrel last year. It's in their normal lineup. It's not like a special edition bottle, but it was added to their lineup last year. So it is a blend of straight bourbon whiskeys finished in Mizunara, French, and toasted American oak. So there's lots of different flavors of wood, kind of, again, like the Maker's Mark. The wood flavors kind of make me think fall with the fires and the, I don't know, just being outdoors and being indoors at the same, doing a mix of both. You get a lot of those wood smells. It's when Troy gets back out into the wood shop and starts making things, and it reminds me of fall. And it tastes good.
Yeah, and just all the oak on that. It's a very good bottle. Okay, and so as much as Laura's a Jack girl, I'm a Wild Turkey guy, and this list would not be complete without a Wild Turkey product. I've got the Russell's Single Barrel Rye. These aren't like super available.
Sadly.
If you have a chance to get one of these, I recommend picking it up. This 6-year rye is pretty good too. This is just a little step above that. It's coming in a little proofier. It's 104 proof. But these single barrel ryes are so good, and just that spice that I get with that Wild Turkey funk, it hits my palate perfectly this time of year when things are cooling down and we're starting to put on the flannel and we're starting to sit out by the fire at night.
Oh, you guys will start to see. Troy loves his flannel once the weather gets cold, so he will be switching to that pretty soon.
Don't make fun.
No, I don't have a problem with it.
Stocking caps, flannel.
Yeah.
You're going to see it. You'll experience the change in seasons with us. But this guy right here, this is how we're rounding out the list today. We really appreciate you watching, supporting us. Leave a comment down in the comment section about what you're switching to for the fall. We love to read them. We love to interact with you guys. You got anything else?
No, just thanks for watching. We'll see you guys soon.
Cheers.
Cheers.